Okay, so I'm going to give you some quick instructions on how to assemble this bench. Find your top piece, flip it over. On the bottom side there's going to be some red markings and a red arrow. So lay it down on a soft surface and point the arrow towards you. Next you're going to find your top support piece. It's going to look like this. It'll have a taller edge along the front. On the back side I have a red X. So what you're going to do is just set this down and have the taller edge facing towards you, just like this. Next we're going to grab our end pieces. So from where I'm sitting, we want to find the one with the L on it, so it's going to go on my left side from where we're sitting. Put it right here. Grab our silver screws. You can use either a Phillips or a number 2 square bit. I prefer the number 2 square. You can also just use a screwdriver, but the drill does make it a little quicker if you have a drill. I'm going to make sure it's flush along the front edge here. And just install these screws. If you do have a drill and you get a bit for it, I just recommend getting these longer 6-inch bits. You'll be able to get them at any hardware store. It just makes it a little easier for these pocket holes. Next you're going to find the one with the R on it. We'll set it on this end, just like this. Install the pocket screws. All these holes are pre-drilled. It should just self-align as they're going in. Okay, and then there's some little red markings. We just want to put the corners of the bench inside those red markings. You should see them here. There should be like even overhang all the way around the top of the bench. Okay, and then next we'll come in here. There's some pocket holes right here that go down into the top. There's some holes right here. Here. Two right here. Going to set the bench up on its end. This. Going to grab our middle shelf. It'll also have a red X on the back side. So the back side is just going to face away from where I'm sitting, face this way. Put it in right like this. You'll notice there's a little mark right here. So lifting up on this part right here, you'll slide it into place. You'll put the bottom of the shelf even with that mark. Okay. That mark should be right here, that line. Then you're going to want to make sure on the front side here, it's even with the front of the post right here on the bench. Make sure it's flush. And apply some screws into these pocket holes here. Come to the top, you may need to force it over a little bit, but make sure it is even with that line again. And flush along this front edge. Install these pocket screws. Okay, and then we'll just flip it down where the back side is facing up. I'm gonna grab our taller back piece. It'll have a red mark on the top right here. You make sure on the back side here, you'll notice on the one side it's flat. The holes are not like inset. On the back side here, their holes are inset. You should be able to see that when you look at it. Just make sure that's facing up towards the back and the red mark is facing up towards the top. Just slide right inside these grooves on the back. So next you're gonna, if you were using a number 2 square on those other screws, you're gonna want to trade it out. You're gonna need a Phillips for these screws on the back. Black screws, you're only a Phillips head. So, got our Phillips bit or Phillips screwdriver and start installing these screws. Okay, and then we're going to grab our short little back piece. Looking at the back here, again, look at those indented screws, and there's a screw hole that's on the top right here. There's not a screw hole down here, there's a screw hole on the top. That just goes up towards the top, right like that. So there's no screw hole down here, it should be up here, just like that. Press it down into place. Install your screws. Might be a couple extra screws I send along. And that's it for assembly. Just let me know if you have any questions or any problems. Thank you.